Hi, my name is Kai Thomas, and I'm the author of In the Upper Country. I believe my novel is important now because it is a reflection on a number of conversations that I believe are becoming part of a broader cultural conversation, certainly in this country as well as more broadly. So themes such as Black and Indigenous relationships, historical relationships, political relationships, as well as Black folks' connection to the land as not just a site of oppression, but as a vehicle for sovereignty. The book is very interested in themes such as these that I believe are really emerging, not for the first time, but in a new way. And I think and hope that the story will speak to that and help contribute to that cultural conversation. The protagonist of my novel is a young woman named Lencinda, and Lencinda finds herself in the town of Dunmore, which is a town populated by people fleeing enslavement at the height of the Underground Railroad in mid-19th century Canada. And Lencinda finds herself tasked with interviewing a very old woman who sits in jail for the murder of a slave hunter. And over the course of their encounter and their conversations, Lencinda finds herself very challenged and motivated to uncover the elements of herself that she hasn't fully examined and really step into her truth and her power in some ways as a storyteller herself. I believe first novels are special, or at least my first novel has been special because in writing this novel, I'm learning how to write a novel. And so there are all these ideas and processes and revelations and whatnot that come and I think probably necessarily have to come to a first-time writer. And there's something really beautiful about figuring out, one's creative process in a project as ambitious as a novel. So that for me is why it is so special. It's because you get to figure out not only what your novel is about, but who you are as a writer. My advice for someone writing their first novel is to really trust their process as a writer, to figure out what their process is and to trust it. And for me, that meant coming to terms with the fact that I work rather slowly in this regard, and it takes me several passes at a draft in order to get it to where I like it. Not all the time, but much of the time. And so, this was something this is advice that I had received from older, more veteran writers. And initially it didn't seem that appealing to me because I was really attached to the idea of the work coming out right the first time. But when I was able to let go of that really helped me. And I found a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment in the process of just trusting that it's going to take multiple drafts in order for the work to become what is meant to become. So the books on my side table right now will kind of give a hint as to some of the themes and ideas that I'm exploring for my next book, but I'm currently reading Beyond the Boundary by C.L.R. James, as well as Treasure Island by Robert Stevenson.